All right. So what's going on? I'm back with another vlog-esque type video, but today we're going to be talking about something different, and this is going to be me ranting and discussing about one thing today. And that one thing is dating apps. More specifically, the three dating apps of Tinder, Bumble, and Hinge. So, I actually have a little bit of so before I talk about them, I want to talk about my history with those three dating apps. To start off with, I used Tinder and Bumble throughout college, and I wasn't really looking for anything other than hooking up in college. And I had kind of success on both of them. I got what I needed from them. I was pretty honest with what I wanted out of those dating apps, and I wasn't trying to play anyone along, and I wasn't trying to do anything other than what I said I wanted to do with them. And that worked. Post-college, I still only had Tinder and Bumble, and I went on a few dates with Tinder. It's not really a good dating app, in my opinion, to, get a relationship out of. And I went on a few dates, still didn't work out. And then I moved to Spain, and funnily enough, Bumble became the go-to app for me in Spain. Once again, I was only there for a year, wasn't trying to get too much out of the app, got what I needed out of the app, and that was it. So since moving back to the States, I've had all three: Tinder, Bumble, and Hinge. And I didn't discover Hinge until like 6 months after I moved back. And at first, I really liked Hinge. This is back in 2023. I really liked Hinge. I thought it was the best dating app I've ever seen before. I was getting matches, I was talking to girls, but the issue is, and you could say this for all dating apps, is making that turn from talking them over the dating app to meeting them in person. It's just like, okay, you can match with people, you can talk with them, but just like, if you just say one thing that someone finds cringe on the dating app, it's just like, you're not going to get a date out of it. So now I kind of exclusively just use Hinge, but I have noticed some issues with all three of the dating apps. So let's start with Tinder. Tinder, as you get older, unless you really just want to hook up with people, it's not the best app. I feel like it just shows you the same people over and over again. I have over 70, it shows the bottom in the middle, the bottom middle, like, oh, how many potential matches you could have. It says 75 people, like 75 plus people have liked me or something, whatever. But it's just like, I'm not liking those people back. I'm not swiping right on them, because it shows people outside of your zone that you'll never see, or it's people that you wouldn't find attractive. So I have a Tinder. I don't use it. It just sits there and it just collects likes. And I don't know, it's not even whatever for me. Bumble, kind of the same thing, where it just collects likes. I have over 50 plus likes on Bumble. But once again, I never see those people because they're outside of my area or not attracted to them. And also, the thing that Bumble did in the past few years that kind of annoyed me, made me stop using it, was when they made it so like, oh, Bumble's all about, oh, the girl messages first. But now it's like, for their message first, they could just have a little note and that counts as their message first. It doesn't really show any effort. So it's like, okay, this isn't really a big thing. Hinge, I've definitely, in 3 years of being on the app, I have probably only have got like 50 matches on the app, which shows like, okay, it's a bit better. It's like, you're looking for people who want a relationship, want something from that. So, and I would say out of those 50 matches I've got, I've probably gone maybe on 10 dates, and maybe went on like constant more than one dates with 3 of them. So it's just like, it's definitely a bit harder, and you definitely have to like put in a bit more effort on Hinge. The issue with Hinge is there's a lot of guys fighting over the same girls, and unless you're like in the top percentage of guys, you're not going to be seen on the app, or you're not going to get matches on the app. And that's not saying, oh, girls have high, like, are stuck up and have big egos and there's a bunch of ugly guys on the app. I just feel like a lot of guys just pushed to the back because they don't get liked as much, because girls, I feel like, know what they want a bit more, while guys like, oh, she's pretty, she's cool, will always like them, will always like press like a bit more on girls. So like guys who, you know, get like constant no's are always just going to be pushed to the back and not be seen. And this is where I don't like the dating apps, because this is where it's just like, okay, you're not getting seen, you're not getting likes. This is when, like, I'm gonna pay for it. I'm gonna pay for a subscription or something, and you start paying money on it. You see people you've never seen before. You maybe get 1 or 2 likes, and you're like, okay, this is working. I'm gonna try paying again for the next month. You see, that's where they get you. Once you pay for it once, you get all that cool stuff. You'll see all those new people. Maybe you'll get a match or 2. You'll never see it again. You will never have that same luck again. I've never paid for Hinge because I've been lucky enough to get enough likes to keep me like happy. But it's hard, and dating's hard. The biggest issue of dating apps and the biggest issue with Hinge is when you match with someone, you have to talk to someone. Okay, you have to have like a good, and you have to, you know, you have to like, it's like you're writing an essay. You have to have a good introduction. You have to have a good hook to bring them in, to talk to them. And okay, if you have a good hook, you have to continue the conversation. You're in those body paragraphs, just telling a little bit about yourself, and you feel like the vibe's going. Then you ask for the person's number. You ask the person's number, maybe get a date. But if you just say one little cringe thing or one awkward thing, that gives them a red flag, even if, you know, it's nothing really that serious, you're out of luck, because dating over apps, dating online sucks. And I have been someone who's definitely, I thought I've been talking to a girl, and then said one wrong thing, or one thing I was like, oh, this is a red flag, because I was being cringe, or I was like, oh, something cringy, nothing like, oh, like weird, or like nothing weird, or like harassment type level. I wouldn't do that, but like something that's cringy, and the girl's like, that gives them the ick, and then I'm like, oh shit, I'm out of luck. They don't respond, I get ghosted. And also there's been a few times on dates where I've asked a girl on a date, I get to the place we're going to get dinner or whatever, and I'm there, I get a text, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't make it, and that's the last I ever hear from them. And I always tell people, it's like, hey, you can be honest with me. If it's like, you know, if I just go on a date and you're not interested, like, just tell me, it's okay. Like, it's so much better just not to ghost me. Like, at the end of the day, I'd rather not go out to dinner expecting a date. I'd rather not go out to dinner than go out to dinner expecting a date and have my date not come. And then just me stuck eating dinner alone. It's not the best feeling in the world, and it's happened to me 3 times, and it's not fun. So, how I've beaten this before is just like, you gotta be honest with people right away. You gotta be honest with people right away. And honestly, I've regretted, like, you know, maybe not continuing a relationship or 2 because I felt like I was too busy to. But that's not really what this video is about. If you're on the dating apps, you just gotta keep trying. It's gonna suck. It sucks for me, and I'm getting dates. It's got to beat the algorithm, which is a whole nother story entirely. But the biggest issue with the dating apps is they don't care if you get a date or not. They would want you to stay on the app because it gives them more revenue. Okay? They don't care if you go on a date. They don't care if you have a date. They want your money. So with that in mind, this has been a Frank Look At, and I will see you next time.